Good morning, just ahead of 4:37. Turning to farm news now. The GMO labeling law. A judge has kept Vermont's law requiring labeling on some genetically modified foods, but it has also decided not to dismiss the case. Vermont's governor signed the bill into law a year ago, and industry groups, including the Grocery Manufacturers Association, say they're disappointed in not getting an injunction to block the Vermont GMO labeling law. The group says it will set the nation on a path toward a 50-state patchwork of GMO labeling policies. It'll be costly and confusing for consumers. Judge says manufacturers had not yet shown a sufficient degree of harm. The effort to stop bird flu from spreading in Minnesota means millions of birds must be killed. 56 farms in 17 Minnesota counties have found bird flu. If one bird has it, the rest of the flock must be eliminated. The Minnesota National Guard is now helping with the effort to destroy nearly 3 million turkeys. Reporter Angela Davis explains how the troops are providing a vital role.
We have a large truck. It's called a Hippo. It provides a large quantity of water on scene that is of a drinking grade, but it will be used for the foaming procedure to depopulate the farms of the infected turkeys.
15 military trucks and 30 National Guard soldiers arrived in Willmar to help dispense water that's needed to activate a deadly foam. It's a government-approved method of destroying large numbers of turkeys infected with the avian flu.
It's really because of this virus, because of this disease, it's much more humane once the diagnosis is made that all birds be depopulated.
Dr. Beth Thompson is a veterinarian with the Minnesota Board of Animal Health.
The foam is used so that the turkeys no longer can breathe then.
And it's a quick process.
It is. It's a very quick process. Again, much more humane than allowing them to die from the virus.
The remains of the birds stay inside the barn where they are turned into compost, but the process takes about a month. Veterinarians know the disease is spread by wild waterfowl, but that's about it.
We're trying to figure out what exactly the mechanism is for the virus getting into the barns. We know the wild waterfowl are bringing it into the state, but pinpointing how it's getting into the barns.
A team of epidemiologists is working on that question. Until then, dozens of turkey farms in Minnesota will be left with barns filled with bird remains rather than birds that can be sold.
Many loads of water will be delivered to not only turkey farms, but chicken farms with infected birds. Minnesota, the #1 turkey-producing state in the country. North Dakota clamping down on moving poultry. The State Board of Animal Health prohibiting bird movement to shows and public sales where birds from different areas of the state or other state are intermingled. This includes county fairs. The board action will be reviewed at the board's June 10th quarterly meeting. Bird owners should report bird deaths to their local and state veterinarians, restrict access to their property, and prevent contact between their birds and wild birds. Now, for those bringing birds into North Dakota, contact the North Dakota Department of Agriculture's Animal Health Division. Phone number there, 701-328-2655. For more information, you can go to the North Dakota Department of Agriculture website or the USDA's Animal Plant Health Inspection Service website. Starting in June, the Enderlin sunflower and canola seed crushing plant will start taking soybeans. Food giant Archer Daniels Midland says due to the increase in soybean acres in North Dakota and on the prairie provinces of Canada, they plan to add soybeans to their crushing portfolio. ADM is also converting a canola plant in Windsor, Ontario to add soybean crushing there. 7 trucking and automobile organizations have filed a lawsuit to strike down Minnesota's B10 biodiesel mandate. Minnesota Trucking Association, the Minnesota Automobile Dealers, the Alliance of Automobile Manufacturers, and the American Petroleum and Fuel and Petrochemical Manufacturers, all suing the commissioners of Minnesota's Departments of Ag, Commerce, and Pollution Control Agency. The group claims the mandate, quote, denies consumers in Minnesota access to the diesel fuel recommended for most diesel passenger vehicles, light trucks, which is up to B5. Minnesota is the first state to make B10 available in every gallon of diesel sold from April 1st through September 31st, a 5% biodiesel blend mandated during the colder months. All right, it's 4:41. Time now for Stewardship Wednesday, staying ahead of the curve in animal care. It is that time of year when doing the chores like feeding cattle should be replaced by corn planting. But with this early and now delayed spring, is it too early to put the cows out onto pasture?
And I know the pressure is on to get the cattle out of your hair, but if you can delay, if you can feed, if you've got feed left over and you can feed that cow to meet her needs, that's a better scenario. That grass really is not coming on very rapidly. The overnight temperatures are pretty cold. We're lacking in moisture. Our range guys tell us we need to eat 2 and 3 leaves showing up before you let those cows on that grass. The longer you wait, the more that grass system builds its root system better, and the more it can tolerate the grazing process. So we're trying to tell people to hold off. There is one little caveat to this whole conversation with grass, though, and that regards a grass species that we call June grass. It's also called Kentucky bluegrass. That grass is a cool season grass, comes on very rapidly, and actually can take over a pasture. One way to control that is to stick cattle out early. So if you have a high percent of June grass in your pastures, you might think about turning cows out and calves out early just to kind of control that species and allow those other species to thrive as well. All of us in this business are trying to be good stewards. Trying to be good stewards to the livestock that we have under our care. We're trying to be good stewards of the land, and that's why we talk about turnout time and protecting that system of grass that we are so heavily dependent upon.
Still many shades of brown and green out there in the pasture. Next few days, though, promising a nice warm-up, and that should help green up the pastures. That's our farm news. Right after the break, we'll check the weather forecast for farming. Doesn't look like much rain potential, but there is a little rain in the forecast. We'll be right back.